Man, they are really going in on Baby No Money right now. No breaks, no mercy. It is all over Twitter and TikTok. And honestly, this backlash did not just appear out of nowhere. People have been side-eyeing him for a long time. Every time someone says they actually enjoy his music, it feels wild, like, are we even hearing the same thing? It comes off like following the crowd without thinking, and that is what makes it hit different. If you somehow missed it, Baby No Money is a huge influencer, pulling in around 10 million followers on TikTok. He also makes music, but calling it music feels like a stretch to some people. It is more like audio clips made to go viral, not something with real depth. And there are claims floating around that he does not treat smaller creators fairly, even taking ideas without proper credit. That is already messy, but it does not stop there. Even setting all that aside, his presence on Twitter is what really gets people heated. It feels loud, calculated, and way too performative. Like, do we really need another AI is bad post just to farm engagement? It starts to feel less genuine and more like he is just playing the algorithm game. One big thing people point out is how he leans into whatever opinion is trending at the moment. There is no real originality, just repeating what is already popular. For example, he recently posted, "Tour has been insane. Love you all," while holding a fuck ice bra. And sure, at first glance, you might think, okay, fair enough. But when you look closer, it feels more like another moment crafted for attention rather than something real. I just cannot shake the feeling that none of this is real. Maybe that sounds like pure hater energy, but it seriously comes off as fake. It feels like he just watches whatever is trending and jumps right on it without thinking twice. There is no consistency, no real stance, just chasing whatever gets attention at the moment. He will post reminders about important issues, and sure, on the surface that seems fine. But the way he does it feels so over the top and calculated, like it is designed specifically to get Twitter approval. If someone is genuinely about that life and actually fighting for something, that deserves respect. But if it is just for quick likes, impressions, and attention, people are going to notice, and it starts to look questionable real fast. This is not even a new pattern either. About a year ago, there was a situation that really showed how he moves. He had Asmongold featured in one of his music videos. No problem there. But then Asmongold said something controversial, and suddenly, Baby No Money blurred him out like he was never there. Just a few months before that, he was fully supporting and showcasing him. That switch-up was quick and very noticeable. It really starts to look like if the internet likes someone, he is right there trying to collaborate or be associated with them. But the second public opinion shifts, he pulls back just as fast and distances himself completely. It gives the impression that he is not following his own beliefs, just reacting to whatever the crowd decides in that moment. And honestly, compared to everything else people are bringing up, this might not even be the biggest issue, but it definitely stands out. This clip started blowing up fast, like seriously viral, hitting around 2.5 million views in just a few hours. That is when things really started heating up. A content creator stepped in and called out Baby No Money directly, saying he copied a TikTok dance without giving any credit at all. They said, "Thanks, baby. No money for copying me. A small cosplayer and content creator and not crediting me." That line alone got people talking, and it did not take long before others started paying attention too. Now here is Baby No Money's video.
Notice you, noticing me.
They are comparing it side by side, and you can judge for yourself. This is exactly what people mean when they call him performative, because this situation just looks bad. I cannot ignore how similar these videos are. The original creator, who is much smaller, sitting at around 60,000 followers on Instagram, posts their version. And then you've got Baby No Money with a massive 10 million on TikTok doing almost the exact same thing. When you actually compare the two, it is hard to miss. The moves, the setup, the vibe, it all lines up way too closely. At that point, it is not even about inspiration anymore. It just feels copied. And the bare minimum in a situation like that is simple. Give credit where it is due. Instead, it looks like he just posted it like it was his own idea, which is what got people heated. Someone even commented saying, "This is a better version, by the way," and that only added more fuel to the situation. The post exploded, hitting around 2.5 million views, and suddenly everyone was watching this unfold in real time. Then it gets even messier. The original creator spoke up again and said, "Yes." He finally credited me on Insta after 13 hours after my call-out reel went viral, but he has still not credited me on TikTok, where his copycat TikTok went way more viral than my original TikTok post. That is a rough look, no matter how you spin it. And of course, once the pressure hit, the credit finally showed up. He posted saying he was paying credit and added, "Sorry for the delay on crediting."
Notice but to notice you.
But come on, the timing feels way too convenient. It does not come across like an honest mistake. It feels more like damage control after getting caught. That is why people are comparing him to those big corporate meme accounts that try way too hard and still miss the mark. It feels forced, calculated, and not authentic at all. And now that more people are noticing, it seems like the bubble around Baby No Money is starting to crack, and the internet is not holding back. I have been low-key not a fan of this guy for a while. Now, and moments like this just make it worse. He is one of those influencers that people either hype up like crazy or just cannot stand at all. And when someone comes up talking about, "Yo, have you heard that new Baby No Money track? It's straight fire." It just does not land the same for everyone. Some people really act like his music is next level, and others are sitting there like, "Are we listening to the same thing?" It creates this weird divide where fans are all in, but critics are completely checked out. And yeah, some reactions online have been dramatic too, with people joking like, "Don't even think about playing that in the car or you're out." That kind of energy shows how strong the opinions are on both sides. Then you have comments popping up like, "I'm going to be sick," or people clowning certain content choices, saying it just does not hit right. It keeps stacking up, and the overall vibe online starts to turn more negative by the minute. At some point, it seems like he noticed all the backlash because he jumped on Instagram to respond. But instead of calming things down, it just kept the conversation going even more. And here is where it gets even more interesting. Baby No Money has been very loud about being against AI, constantly pushing the idea that people should hire real artists and avoid AI completely. Which, to be fair, is a solid stance if you truly stand on it. But the key part is consistency. Because if you are going to speak that strongly about something, people are going to watch closely to see if your actions match your words. He ended up posting a video about it that people quickly labeled as cringe, and to make things worse, it even got hit with a community note. And yeah, that only added more fuel to everything that was already going on. So now you have this whole image he is trying to push, right? Like, "Yeah guys, I support real artists. I am all about creativity. I stand for something different." That is the vibe he is putting out there. But the problem is, it starts to fall apart when people look a little closer at what is actually going on behind the scenes. Because if that message was real and consistent, there would not be much to argue about. People would respect it. But instead, he got hit with a community note, and the comment section did not hold back at all. They were going in on him heavy. For context, there are claims that Baby No Money interacted with an artist, agreed to commission work, and then did not follow through the way people expected. That alone already raises eyebrows. But it gets worse, because people are also saying he pushed that artist to lower their rate by around 50%, which is a huge cut, especially for a smaller creator trying to make a living. And this is where the criticism really hits hard. You have someone who is financially successful, very visible online, and constantly talking about supporting artists. Yet in this situation, it looks like the opposite is happening. That contrast is what makes people frustrated. It feels like the message and the actions are not lining up at all. So when he turns around and posts about supporting artists, people are not just going to take it at face value anymore. They are going to question it, bring receipts, and call out anything that does not match up. At the end of the day, a lot of the backlash comes down to this. People can accept bold opinions. They can even accept controversial takes. But what they struggle to accept is inconsistency. If you are going to promote something loudly, people expect you to actually stand on it when it matters. And that is why the reactions have been so strong, because to a lot of viewers, it does not feel authentic. It feels staged, selective, and way too convenient when the timing lines up like this. So this is the post that really put bbno money on blast, and it is not a good look at all, the artist straight up said. For the record, if you're a not safe for work artist, don't collab with them. He claimed he could only afford 50% of my rate for animation, claimed he loved the animation but refused to post or retweet it. After realizing 3 months later that I was an NSFW artist, even though I said multiple times that I was, instead only leaving a comment under my post. Even though he posts directly or retweets other artists, then when I try to communicate with him, he ghosted me. That is a lot to unpack, and none of it sounds good. Then they backed it up with DMs, showing the whole interaction, messages, follow-ups, and then just silence. You can literally see where the communication drops off, and it leaves a bad impression fast. It is one thing to disagree or change direction, but just disappearing like that. That is what people are calling out. They even showed the animation they made, and honestly, it looked solid. Real effort, real skill put into it. And when you compare that to what he ended up using, people are like, wait, what was all that talk about supporting real artists? It just does not line up with the image he has been pushing. So, when you step back and look at everything, copying trends, not crediting smaller creators, questionable collabs, and then ghosting when things are no longer useful, it paints a pattern that people are starting to notice more and more. It feels like if something benefits him, he is all in. But the moment it does not, he disappears just as fast. And that is really the takeaway here. People are not just upset over one situation. It is the repeated behavior that is making noise right now. If you made it this far, drop your thoughts below because this whole situation is wild. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to see it, because this conversation is not slowing down anytime soon.